Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our fall edition of COM151. I think this is term 237, if I'm not mistaken. My name's Mark Evans, and I'll be your instructor for the next 10 weeks as we go through COM151, which is equally split, I think, between Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Excel. This is kind of an introductory level class, so you're really just going to get kind of an appetizer, if you will, for each of the programs, Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. And if you like it, and depending on what your degree program is, I recommend COM 234 and 235 later, as you'll get in a much more depth in terms of what we're going to be doing over the next 10 weeks. As I said, my name's Mark Evans, and I'll be leading the class as we go through these programs. I'm looking forward to working with each one of you. Our class kicks off on Sundays and ends each week on Saturday night at midnight. And during that week, you'll have assignments to do, discussion posts to take care of, and so forth. We will also be having Zoom sessions that you're required to attend. Particularly pay attention to the announcements. I'll put out announcements on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays where I talk a little bit about what we're working on, give you ideas of what's coming up, give you information about when the Zoom sessions are, or those sort of things are going on. So please pay attention to the announcements. I know a lot of times students will email me or text me and ask me about something. And the answer was in the announcements had they taken the time to read the announcements. So obviously I'll answer your questions and have no problem doing that, but it will save you sending emails and texts if you check out the announcements. So starting in week 1, we'll be looking at Microsoft Word. Some of the first things that we'll be doing is formatting documents, and kind of changing the format of documents, things like that. And when we talk about changing the format of a document, we may be changing the line spacing, we may be changing font size, font color, we may change the margins, the style of writing, things like that. Because depending on what you're writing, your style may change. For an example, if you're writing in an academic setting, you're going to be using APA or an MLA format. If you're writing in a business format, you'll be writing something a bit different. If you're typing up a note, a personal note, for an example, you might be doing something a little bit different still. So, it's nice to learn Microsoft Word, but along the way, you also want to learn some of the writing characteristics that you will use depending on what you're trying to do. So we're going to be working on that in week 1, and I think you'll find that it's not all that hard. It just takes a little practice, and I think a lot of it is just knowing where the little commands are, the buttons, if you will, being able to click on the right button to do the things that you want to do. But we'll guide you through that and help you learn Microsoft Word. When we have our first Zoom session, I'll take the time to go over all the requirements of the class in terms of participation level, late work, things like that, when we do our first Zoom. So again, welcome to the class. I hope that you'll find this enjoyable, learn a lot, and we'll have a good time together over the next 10 weeks. I'll see you in class.